Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing wonderfully well. Today for something extremely exciting, and if I get overexcited and have to run away, then I'm sorry, but this is like the most awesome thing ever. So, DCS World, as you know, you can make external mods for DCS World, pretty much anything you want, a plane, a ship, a tank, whatever. Plug it into the game, because that's how it's designed. It's designed to be externally modded and have fun with it. Today we're looking at, I guess you're going to say, a series of mods. What we're looking at today is World War II ships that you can add in through external mods. I'd love to say, here, download this download, it'll have them all in, and you can go and play. It's not that simple. They're spread all over the internet in the forums, and what we've done today is trying to bring them all together, organize them, so that you can just use this one video here to go and download them and have fun. Note that this is kind of a bad time to be doing this, but that's life, I'm afraid. Version 2.7 of DCS has just come out as a big patch, obviously. Because of that, a lot of the mods simply don't work. We found about 20 to 25% of the mods in general just don't work anymore. They will be changed eventually and fixed. And the same is going to apply to these ships. A lot of them just don't work, and we're going to try and show you which ones don't work in version 2.7. So, what we've got today is an awesome part of the World War II Navy of the United States, Japan, Germany, Italy, France, and somehow I managed to forget it, England/UK. All credit goes to Hawkeye 60, whose name we are coming across more and more. Obviously, a vast amount of work has come into this. Hawkeye 60, we'd like to talk to you. We're obviously going to be using more and more of your mods, so if you want to come talk to us, that would be great. Now, usually these mods are not just the property or work of this guy. Usually they've been worked on by other guys or have been worked on by other guys. It's just too hard to work out who else has worked on them, so we apologise. Hawkeye 60 is all we can find. What we're going to show next is how we A, organise, and B, go and download and use these things. This text file I've got open up at the moment, I'm going to do my best to put into the video description of the video you are watching now. It shows the organisation and download links and forum links to these different assets. They're going to be split like this. World War II Axis naval assets, German, Japanese, and Italian. World War II Pacific Allied assets. I think that's Iowas and the Fletcher class types. World War II Allied carriers. Pacific Fleet, that's obvious. World War II Allied Atlantic naval assets. British Hood, Illustrious there, possibly more. World War II Atlantic French Fleet is what it says. And this one is a big mix and match. And we've had to pick ones out of different things here. So this one's the Naval Mod Collection. All of these ships here are there, but they're not World War II, so we're just going to ignore them, but they're in that pack. But it does contain, for the importance of today's video, all of these World War IIs, okay? So that's the basic organisation of what we're looking at today. Now let's go into that a little deeper. So of the Axis naval assets, at the beginning of each of the packs, we've got the forum link there. I should say all of this organisation work's done by Simba. Thank you very much, Simba. Say hello.
Hello.
So if you want to go and track down, because we may have missed things, it's, these forums are not easy. They're not organised at all. They're not easy to follow. It's just pages and pages of reading. So you can go and look if you want. What we've managed to find from that is Japanese download here. So the Musashi and the Yamamoto are in that Dropbox file there. The Bismarck is in there with 2 loadouts. We've got the Italian, Roma, Ducker, and that guy there in that Dropbox. We've got the German various cruisers and battle cruisers in that Dropbox there. Under each of these packs, if you like, there are some that doesn't work in version 2.7, and at the bottom we put what doesn't work. So this will not work, this RAR file will not work, does not work, okay? Don't try your luck with the ones that won't work. If you do that, your DCS will not even start anymore. That's how much it kind of corrupts it. Of the Pacific Allied assets, here is the forum. This Dropbox does the Fletcher types. This Dropbox does the Iowa class. If you want the hit collision models to work properly, you need to do something extra. I'm not going to show you how to do that. You can read that further down in the forum, but that's getting a little bit too advanced at that point for this video. Carriers Pacific Fleet. There's the forum there. There's the Grey Ghost download. There's Big Ben download. Everything works. Some of these also come with aeroplanes. So these will come with F4Us and stuff like that. None of the aeroplanes appear to be working with 2.7. Hawkeye will probably fix it at some point, but at the time of making this, they don't work. Again, don't install them. Your game won't work. I suggest just installing what we're showing you works now, otherwise you're going to get very frustrated. We spent, many hours doing this. Allied Atlantic Naval Assets, we've got the thread there, we've got Hood there, we've got another Hood there, Illustrious there. Don't install the aircraft, they'll crash the game. The French fleet, There's the thread there. There's battleship, battleship, and carrier. They all work. These do not work at the time. Don't install them. They'll crash your game. Naval Mod Collection. There's the forum post there. There's the download link there. It's 1.5 gig. It's all these ships. From what we can find, of all those ships, these do not work. So pick out the ones that do work, otherwise the game won't work. I'm going to show you some examples of how to go and install them now. About the organization here, anything to add, Simba?
Yeah, you pretty much covered everything as far as that naval mod pack, that very last one that you talked about. Some of these newer mods that we covered in the beginning are updated versions of that naval mod pack.
Yeah. Like I said, unfortunately, there's no just single download you can install, and that's because of the complexity of this, keeping all these things working in different times of different versions of DCS is, it's incredibly complex, and kudos to Hawkeye for doing it. Next, we've got installations. So I'm going to go to my download area where I would have downloaded all those files, and I've got all of these. This is all of them, including the full naval mod collection. So a simple one is going to be, for instance, the Yamamoto class. Let's go in there. Let's go in there. Mods, tech. This is the way I install it. You can do it different ways, but I suggest you just follow me, to be honest. And here is the actual ship. Just to double check, I can go in there and check we've got shapes, textures, and the Lua files. I'm going to simply right click there, copy. You can use a mixture of WinZip, 7-zip, and WinRAR to open these various files. They're all free, or pretty much free applications that you can download. Copy there, and then I'll come over to here, where is my saved games area. It's going to be in C drive. Users. My particular user. Saved games, DCS or DCS Open Beta. Mods, if you don't have a mods folder, make it and call it that. Within there, tech, if you don't have a tech folder, call it like that. Within here, you put your ship. So I've already copied Yamato. I'll go right click, I'll go paste, and that'll paste it in, and obviously it's already in for me. Let's find one that's a little more complex. Just stand by as this Big Ben one's a bit more complex in that we go in here. We can see, rather than in mods tech, some of them don't have the mods tech subdirectories. So if I go straight into here, you can see the Luas and stuff, so you know that is the folder to copy. Copy that one in, okay? So don't just rely on them being the same structure. They're not. Naval Mod Collection, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go in here. Here they all are. You can check there the actual ships by going in like this, and you can see you've got the Lua there. Copy only the ones that you know work. Do not copy anything that's untested or not on our list, please, otherwise it won't work. That's it. That's installation. You're then going to start up DCS. If it starts, then you know you've got the correct mods in there that work. Go to mission editor. I've just literally made a new mission here as we're speaking, so let's go and just save this really quick. World War II ship mods. To add a ship, you go add ship group there. We're going to add the coalition that is relevant. USA for US ships, Japan for Japanese ships, and so on. If the coalition isn't there, click on this guy here, change coalitions. If I wanted to add Finland, for instance, to the blue side, Finland, add there, that adds Finland in, okay? Under your particular thing, USA I guess will do, you just scroll down here, find the USS Fletcher, and that's it put in. And you can go and make it, add waypoints and have a speed and fire at things just through the normal processes of the mission editor, okay? Next, we're going to see what vessels we've got here. Then we're going to look at it in 3D, and then we're going to make stuff blow up. This is a modern supercarrier. It's purely there for size comparisons, just to see how big some of these really were. Let's start with the smaller fleet. We've got, and this really is mighty, Italy. I didn't know the Roma, the battleship Roma was here. We've got Roma. We've got the Montecuccolo. Sorry for my pronunciations today, but suck it up. And we've got the Duca degli Abruzzi. Now, then we've got the Frenchies. I didn't really know these exist either. I know so little about this, but I am very interested in it. We've got aircraft carrier Bern, which looks like crazy, like I don't know, moving pool table. But cool. We've got battleship Dunkirk. Oh, look at you seen the guns on it? I didn't know 4-tier guns. I've never seen that on a battleship. Or maybe Yamamoto has it, but... Now here's an interesting thing. No aft large guns. No aft large guns. Now that's interesting because battleships are designed to shoot backwards as well as forwards, because in the naval doctrine of how these things fight, a lot of the time fleets will be chasing each other, and backfiring can be just as effective as forwards firing. I mean, look at what happened to the battle cruisers in Jutland and whatnot. Anyway, there you go. We've got a World War II French battleship Richelieu. Oh, the size of it. I wish it told us the tonnage here, and maybe it does. Again, this is why we'll want to contact Hawkeye, because we just don't know how to read these mods very well. Again, absolutely ginormous. I wonder if there is a encyclopedia on them. There probably is. Ships. Yes, there is. I'm not going to go through them all, obviously, but yeah, you can see the basic metrics of them here. Oh, we'll have to look at the Yamamoto. Very good. That's the French fleet that we've got here. British. We've got Illustrious. Pretty cool. We've got Hood. Obviously, that met its end against the Bismarck and the Prince Eugen. And the back, look at the back, the aft guns there. No, they're the front guns. No, they're the aft guns. Mega battle cruiser that was. Well, I think it was anyway. And we've got a submarine, Triton class. Next, ooh, now they're actually quite small. Well, we'll go through this. Japanese, we've got the Flying Dragon. I wonder if that took part in Pearl Harbor. Or Midway, or I don't know. How interesting. What an awesome, ridiculously cool piece of history this is. We've got Yamamoto, probably my favourite battleship in the world. And it's just super mega. I mean, look at it. Who designed something so ridiculous as that? Imagine being on that. When I was a kid, before I had a job and stuff like that, I used to draw battleships. I wish I had my old battleship drawings. I used to love getting them at that angle there, like that. And with the guns up and firing. A long time ago. Look at the superstructure, it's just mega. Does anyone remember how it's like 17,000 tons, 70,000 tons or something? Does anyone remember Yamato? It's so heavy. What a beast.
Yep, 72,000.
72,000 tons. I mean, that is. I think that's more than a super carrier, guys. 16-inch hardened steel on the hull. Absolutely mega ridiculous. Again, just built too late in history, unfortunately, outclassed by carriers, but they are super mega. Anyway, I'm going to stop dreaming about my awesome ships. The Germans, they built some really cool ships. Well, the Bismarck, I look at size. Here's something that really interests me. I was about to say how small the Yamamoto was, but maybe no, it was actually massive. It turns out it's very big. There you go. The Germans, you know, probably some of the most well-known names you got here. You know, you've got the Bismarck, which obviously had its giant sail hunting merchant ships around the North Sea, Iceland, and then finally hunted down by the British Navy and sunk. Mainly by a lucky torpedo to the rudder. Because some of these ships are almost unsinkable. If you read, I've read a lot of books now, finally, about the naval conflicts. Only in the Atlantic. I only know about the Atlantic. I haven't done any Pacific. And a lot of these ships, like Scharnhorst, were just unsinkable through gunnage. You could fire all of the guns, all of the battleships against them could just fire the guns until this was nothing but smouldering flame. You can't actually sink them unless you put a torpedo in them and get them under the armoured belt. But otherwise, they were essentially invincible. Or I guess unless they were one of the faulty British, you know, that had the leakage for the magazines. Anyway, going on and on now.
Even torpedoes won't always a big bet because of a lot of battleships would have what's known as like torpedo bulges that's designed just to absorb torpedo hits.
Roger.
Oh, by the way, do you want me to like chime in while you're going through it?
Yeah,
Do you want to wait
absolutely.
till after?
No, you know I don't know anything about this. D, our naval guys here.
Yeah, because there were a few things I didn't want to talk about the last ones. Like, what was it, the British carrier?
We had the British carrier Illustrious, yeah.
It sort of looked like that might have been one of the ones that was converted. Between World War I and II, they were experimenting with air power. It was believed at the time that it would be more of like a scouting role. It wasn't believed that it was going to be as impactful as it became as quickly as it did. So that kind of looks like it's one of them, but I'm not always certain. I'm like a little fuzzy on some of this.
Roger. I'm just reading that the Bismarck was actually scuttled in the end. Couldn't sink it, so they scuttled it. I didn't realise that. And that was
Yeah,
normal. That was normal doctrine, wasn't it, D? A lot of the books I've read,
Oh yeah.
that they couldn't risk them going to the enemy hands. I never really understood why, but so a lot of the ships weren't actually sunk. They were scuttled.
Well, first risk is the enemy actually repairing your ship. The second one is you have some tech that you might not want them to see, like when the British built the original dreadnoughts.
Yep.
They probably, if one of those was in severe trouble and falling in enemy hands, they probably were sunk it just because of all the stuff that was built into it.
That's it. And the pre World War One dreadnoughts was such a change in ship design. It was awesome. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, about the Hero, that one's actually really interesting. That was one of the Japanese aircraft carrier.
It looks such a beast. It looks a real beast.
Yeah, this was at the time when the Japanese were building purpose-built ships meant specifically for aircraft. Like, they didn't really see it happening too, but like they were experimenting. They were like all in on it. Like they were trying to get as much as they could out of it. She did participate in the attack on Pearl Harbor, and she was sunk in the Battle of Midway, along with the rest of the WWII, or the first aircraft battalion, or not battalion, but fleet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Musashi and the Yamato, those ships are special because they were built under secret. Like the where they were building them in the dry docks and everything, they had tarps over them. They did not want anyone learning anything about it. They were super secret about it. People who were building the project was pretty much just in a specific town. It was like a closed off city. They did not want anyone to know about this because it violated the Washington naval treaties, which limited battleship size and such. And the idea is that this was going to be like a home run swing between their decisive battle doctrine, that they would just bring these battleships in there and just overwhelm the U.S. Battleships that were constrained by the Panama Canal. Yamato would eventually fall in the Battle of Operation Tengo. Musashi would fall shortly around the Battle of Leyte Gulf. And there's one specific battle to Leyte Gulf. It involves a small group of destroyers and escort carriers, which is like tiny aircraft carriers. Some people refer to it as the Battle of Taffy 3. If there is a battle that is GR, that is it.
Yeah.
I recommend, there's like the History Channel did like a thing or two on it. I'd recommend you look into it. Yeah, I think you would love it.
Well, yeah, you know what? We'll never get time to do this because our to-do list is ever growing, unfortunately. But one thing I've always wanted to do is make some naval reenactments. So, for instance, the sinking of the Scharnhorst. I've read that book 3 times now, and I know every bit. I would love to literally get the Scharnhorst model, get the Duke of York, and the others that chased it down, and reenact it kind of. As you know, all battles are kind of logged and scripted minute for minute. So, who fired what guns where. Kind of reenact that and make a historical video out of it. I'd love to do things like that, but anyway, like I said, it's probably never going to happen. But with stuff like this makes it possible. Free, highly detailed mods, should we say. I think I'm seeing these bulges on the side. It really bulges out the side, and there's nothing in fluid dynamics that should want it to do that. So
yeah, some of the
Hawker
bulges
60 make his dream come true. Make those boats.
Say that again.
Oh, I was just something about Hawkeye 60. If you're listening, those boats might be on Cap's stream sheet if he's got time to make them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, some of the bulging out on the bottom, like if you look under it, those are those torpedo.
Right.
Shoot, I can't remember a specific name right now.
Because we've got...
also. Yeah, also if you look in the front, how it kind of like has that little bulge in the front of it, that's sort of a bulbous, right on the bottom of the bow there. That's sort of a bulbous spell. At this point they were kind of experimenting with that a little bit because, as you move through the water, it'll create like a wave amongst your ship. well, that will create drag. So the idea is that you put a bulb in there to help try to cancel that out. They sort of knew what was going on, but they didn't have the exact reasons. They just knew it kind of worked.
You do see that with modern vessels, like that guy that just got stuck in the Suez Canal. He got that huge bulb at the front. Now I'm aware military vessels could have maybe have Aztec in there, but even on civilian ships, you got that huge bulge at the front that's way oversized down here, chin.
Yep. It'll jut out. The sonar domes can sort of act like it, but it doesn't have as much of effect as an actual bulbous smell.
Interesting. Very good. Okay. So that's that, guys. We've got all of these, all the big names. Sorry, like we said, we've got the Bismarck, we've got the Tirpitz. Tirpitz, I think, was sunk in port. So the Bismarck was hunted down and scuttled. Tirpitz, I think, Lancasters bombed it in port after it, like, or near port, or one of the fjords. It basically spent its whole of World War II just hiding from bombers. The Scharnhorst was hunting above, oh God, what's that piece of the world called? Scandinavia. Hunting the UK to Russian convoys, and we finally hunted it down. Duke of York and that lot just hunted down in an amazing fight that lasted for ages. And one of the things I love about these fights is they can last for days. If you read the books, Castles of Steel and whatnot, you can have these fights that last for half a week, and it's just the most fun thing ever. Gneisenau, I can't remember what happened to Gneisenau, whether it survived or not. Hipper. These guys, Prince Eugen was with Scharnhorst, Blucher. I've read about him, but I can't really remember. Scheer, wasn't he the Admiral of World War One? Or have I got that wrong? I think it was. I think it was the Admiral of Jutland. He was the Admiral of Jutland of the Kaisers thing. We've got a penguin here, and with a mutiny, and you see the guys hanging. Look at that. I'm hanging because I had a mutiny. Yeah. Subs, as you know, I know almost nothing apart from a Type 7B or 7C. I don't know anything about them, but I'm sure they're absolutely amazing. Onto the Americans.
Yeah, just to give my thoughts real quick. Some of the German ships were built a little lighter on armor. I think there's some people will call them battle cruisers. Basically, it's like they just knew that their navy wasn't going to stand a chance against the British Navy, and they weren't even considering the U.S. at that point.
Roger.
So it's like they're built to be a little faster and meant just commerce trade and such. They would not try to engage any sort of engagements with the British if they could help it. They would try to avoid it.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So this guy here. So you got a battleship and do you remember was Bismarck a battleship or a battle cruiser? I can't remember. You got a battleship based on the old pre-World War One dreadnought doctrine, which is big, heavily armored, heavily gunned, but slow, relatively slow. And then you got the battle cruiser doctrine, which is big, heavily gunned, but lightly armored, so it can go fast. So these battle cruisers, their tactics were designed on speed, and because of their speed, they were excellent, like you said, commerce raiders. They would just nail these. You get one of these in a pack of these guys, wherever they are. Can't see him now. I've lost him. Yeah, this kind of guy, and it would just nail them all, and you couldn't get away. And then the British would turn up with dreadnought battleships, and these guys would run away at flank speed, 31 knots or whatever. I think they're my battle cruisers are my favourite of all time because how clever that idea is. Although, as we know in history, they obviously had massive faults as well, right?
Yep.
I'd have to look into the subs a bit more. I know that the Germans, they pulled some crazy stuff. Like some of their subs was powered by hydrogen peroxide, which tends to be very explosive in water.
Roger. That's not slow. Yeah, I think there's something. I'm massively generalizing here. I'm not even sure Bismarck was a battleship. I think it might have been a battle cruiser. But anyway, let's carry on, guys. As you know, I'm absolutely no expert. I've read a few books and that's it. Supercarrier. Now, here's interesting. Enterprise, the Grey Ghost, World War II carrier. It doesn't compare to a supercarrier, but it is big. It's just, a couple of 150 feet short. It's a big thing. Big slab of steel. USS Franklin here, about the same size, I guess. We've got, I think this is the Fletcher class. Are these, I know they say cruisers on them, but DCS doesn't really know what they are. Are these destroyers or cruisers?
They are destroyers.
Yeah, right, I was going to say they're destroyers. So these will fly around and they'll have these torpedoes in them, and they're going to, sink things with the torpedoes. Destroyers were my favourite class of, generally, in World War II of ship. You got various, hull numbers here. We've got a light cruiser.
Yeah, to add my part about destroyers, because, well, that's my thing. You might wonder why they're so tiny. This is because they were very Spartan. You didn't really have, like, a whole lot of, like, mess decks. You didn't have, like, a lot of machinery repair spaces and such. Those were all held in ships such as, carriers, or what they would call destroyer tenders. They would dock to the destroyer tender to, like, have their berthing and everything, and then they'd go out on their patrols to hunt for subs and such. Part of the reason they're still effective is because they're really small, and there's tons of them.
Yep.
Like, there's just swarms of these things just patrolling along with the different convoys and such.
Right. Yeah. I mean, in the Atlantic, you'd have your capital ships in the middle, your battleships or whatever it was, your escort and your carrier, and then you just flank them with loads of these, with 140 men in, something like that, each 120 men. And A, they're a massive protective shield, so subs can't get in, and B, these hunt subs as well, don't they? I mean, look at the depth charges on the back.
Yep.
And they're fast, they're manoeuvrable. They had ASDIC or sonar, you call it now, so they could find subs. And but they were also anti-ship as well. So if, for instance, you had a capital ship clash, you could send these in at flank speed of massive knots, like 35 knots or something, around the side, and these would torpedo battleships at point blank. They were mad, sick vessels, and that's why I've always found them incredibly awesome.
This was when the torpedo boat sort of got combined into the destroyer, which was meant to destroy torpedo boats. So it's almost like it usurped the class.
Roger.
And a lot of destroyers before this one were really tiny. Although, the Fletchers are regarded as one of the best destroyers in World War II.
They look amazing. I'm just looking at them here. I mean, a lot of the ones I've read about operating in the North Sea, where it's horrendous conditions, and a lot of these were just sunk. They're just tipped over by waves, by the way, in the North Sea. We're obviously much more Spartan than this. This is like a super destroyer. And you didn't even have enclosed bridge. You'd have almost like a submarine. The men would just be at the top with big jackets on in minus 20 degrees waves, and driving, essentially controlling the ship from up here, hunting down Scharnhorst from up there with splinters of shells flying all around their faces and stuff. I mean, that's not heroic. I don't know what is. I find that absolutely amazing, those stories. This is super modern.
It even looks like they got like part of the first radars up there to look at the mast and such.
Yep, look at that. That's super modern, right? Yeah. Radars. Yeah. Very interesting. Anyway, right. Well, we've got sorry, anything else before we go on to the light cruiser?
Nah, let's go this.
Okay, light cruiser is what it is. You had light cruiser, you had armoured cruiser, and you had cruiser in the cruiser class. This is light cruiser. It literally is as it says. It's just a lightweight tonnage cruiser. Usually kind of like, I don't know, 8-inch guns on the light cruiser, 6-inch guns. Not heavy.
Like maybe.
Maybe.
Although I think at that point that's usually more of a heavier cruiser, and you start getting to that point.
Yeah. A lot of these are quite late war. Interesting design of turret I've never seen. You've got low, high, low. I've never seen that before at the front.
Yeah, there's some ships like that. There's even like some battleships that will have two in the front, two and like one or two in the aft, and then like one or two in the middle.
Right. Do we know what these planes are at the back? I know the graphics are screwed up, but
those planes would be to help sight. They would fly out there to help find targets and let them know where shells are splashing, and then call back to the mothership. Let them know where.
Yeah, that's amazing. Obviously, very different ways of aiming. You've got your radar, which was used. You've got your different, stereoscopic sights and your director towers, and like you said, people out there calling in shot. What looks like a brand new submarine to me, but apparently that's World War II. Narwhal, never heard of it, but Again, I just don't know anything about World War II subs really, but it looks amazing. And then we're about to go on to the big boys. First, we've got a Pensacola. Any idea what Pensacola was? I'm going for light cruiser, but I don't know.
Looking at it right.
I've got USS Pensacola.
Pensacola was a heavy cruiser.
As a heavy cruiser, right? Wow.
Yeah. Basically, more armor, more heavier guns. They're more meant to hunt down like cruisers and such.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Again, it's not going to contend with a battleship. But, oh, look, it's been sunk. This armor's been smashed down here. How interesting. Some of these are modelled. So he modelled them, some of them, for the actual fight they were famous for, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I think I recall hearing about that one where it took like a torpedo shot and it's like it continued the battle and it had to like slow down halfway through in order to, because the water was just pushing into the interior of the ship, just damaging it if it went too fast.
Roger. We've got a merchant vessel here. Obviously, you know, I don't know how many hundreds maybe of these were created in America, and to do the transiting of goods. And the one thing that strikes me is how big they are. They really are quite large vessels. I guess they're going to transit food and supplies and everything. But God, I wonder how many were sunk by the U-boats. But
a lot. The Victory ships are actually an improvement over the Liberty ships because those things were just getting spat out. Like you got about at least 400 of that class that was built. Although the Liberty ships had some flaws that was built into it, and sometimes they'd start coming apart.
Roger.
So this was more of an upgrade to that.
Roger. Okay. Finally, I think Iowa. Again, I've read no books on the Pacific at all yet, so I don't know anything about these. They kind of look a bit Yamato-y to me. They're skinnier on the beam by loads, and they're a little bit longer. Any idea on the tonnage of these Iowa class?
But yeah, the reason why they're skinnier is because they would have to transit through the Panama Canal. Like they fit into the point where it's like you could hold out a foot-long ruler, and it's like it would touch the ruler.
Wow.
That is how tight the tolerances were built for that ship.
Right. So although it's as long, it's like 40,000 tons, 30,000 tons less. I'm just reading as the guys go.
Oh yeah, if you notice, the part of the reason why these battleships and heavy cruisers and such have large towers, part of it is that you have a conning tower on the top that it gives you lets you see over the horizon a bit more and gets you just that bit more of a range.
Yeah, I mean,
be able to tell where your shells are heading.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, yes, you have these director guys up here. And one thing that I found interesting in World War II over World War I was the amount of ways the guns could be aimed. You'd have like 7 steps of aimage, and if the first step was broken, like the radar was broken, you go to step 6. Step 6 was broken, you go to step 5, and so on. There's so many different ways of guys around this superstructure aiming these guns onto target. And bearing in mind that a lot of these fights, like you said, over the horizon. So, because of the curvature of the Earth, the battleship couldn't be seen by the guns, but they could by a guy or the radar up here at the top, 200 feet up or whatever. And you were shooting his shells over the horizon. And then I just find it absolutely amazing when you, again, read the books.
Yeah. Also, the turrets themselves have built-in things. Like if you notice the jutting out things on the side, those are like viewfinders.
Ah, didn't know that.
So each turret can even aim itself if it is required, and I think they even came with their own radar eventually.
Right, yeah, because a 16-inch shell might come out and take out that superstructure, and you've just lost 5 ways of aiming. Well, you go, to step 1 and step 2. The turrets, like you said, aim themselves, and the guns can even be individual. You can have this gun aiming here, this gun aiming in terms of elevation. I remember.
Yeah. That's actually an important thing. Sometimes, someone will say you have a triple turret versus a 3-gun turret. Triple turret, each gun moves together. A triple gun, a 3-gun turret, each barrel moves independently and operate independently if needed.
Amazing, yeah. Just amazing. And I'm starting my journey of learning about this, obviously. But the amount of history here is just ridiculously awesome. Anyway, we should crack on. The valued viewers are probably incredibly bored of us going on and on. They probably want to see some boom boom. So we figured there will probably be 2 things you guys want to see. Predicting ahead. A, can you land a Bogachev on a World War II carrier? Well, Don't know. Let's find out. And 2, let's go blow stuff up. So, first of all, we're going to get... D can't come, but Simba will when he's back. We're going to go land some bogs on some World War II carriers. Stand by. Welcome back, valued viewers. So, we're going to try landing a Tomcat and a bog on 2 times American carriers, Enterprise and... Oh, I forgot the other one. Big Ben, I think. Oh, I forgot Illustrious Blast. Never mind. We've got the Japanese carrier here, which I'm not sure the hooks are modelled. I don't know. We'll just have to see. And then we've got the French carrier here, which is just ridiculously small. Never going to fit a Tomcat on that. And I forgot about the Illustrious because I'm a silly Billy. Simba. Oh, hello, Simba. You're in. Okay, well, I'm going to go far left then, like your politics. No, in fact, I'm going to go the second to the left. Reason being, the one on the left's got a really weird deck that I can't... Oh, look at the guy on the left smoking. Who's that smoking on the lefty? He's smoking like a champion. Oh, sugar, I'm not in air to ground mode. I'm landing mode. I'm looking forward to doing the French one. It looks like the size of something you put in your bath as a toy. Come on, Supercap, land. Oh, you missed it. Wow, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. First time! Simba! I'm on. I think it's Big Ben I'm on. I'm supposed to go and check. Look, it worked. The thing. I almost hit the island with my wing, but I've landed on, and I quote, I damaged it, but there you go. Big Ben, USS Franklin. Right, next question. Can I take off from USS Franklin? I guess we go and find out. So, probably not is the answer. Nose wheel steering on. Can I even turn round on a USS Franklin? Mighty Tomcat can do everything. Right, guys. I'm now going to take off from Big Ben. I've got hook up. Okay, watch this. Toe brakes go. I need my lucky canopy off. Power up. Brakes off. Oh gosh, she fights. She's a fighter, boys. She's a fighter. Come on, girl. Oh, she's heavy. Oh, that is why she's called the Mighty Tomcat, guys. Right, I'm going to land on the French one. Stand by. I'm going to damage my Tomcat a little bit. Right, hook going back down. I'm not going to lie, this is going to be ridiculously stupid and stupidly ridiculous. You know what? It's okay, boys. Everything's going to be okay. Oh, dans the visage! Coming in hot and sexy. 2 favourite things, as you all know by now. Oh, it just blows up. It just blows up the thing. I think I'm hitting the side. Well, we managed to land one at least. Kind of happy about that. So you sort of can sort of land, sort of. Right, the valued viewers want to see battleship guns now going off now. Out you go, please, Simba. And welcome back, valued viewers. You've been sitting very patiently listening to a lot of rubbish, but here comes something that's not rubbish. The big battle, the dream battle. If you could just choose your favourite battleships from World War II, make them fight against each other in a very confined space. Who doesn't want to see that, right? So, on the blue side, we've got HMS Hood, sunk in World War II. We've got the World War II French battleship Dunkirk and Richelieu, the one I can't pronounce. We've got 3 Iowa-class American ships known as the Wisconsin, the Iowa, the Missouri, and wait, the Kentucky. We've got the light cruiser, Brooklyn, and we've got 3 Fletcher destroyers. I'm going to sneak around the back and use their torpedoes, hopefully. Next, we've got the Axes. We've got the Gneisenau. I think it's a battle cruiser. We've got the Hipper. We've got the Shear. We've got the Tirpitz. We've got the Prince Eugen. We've got the probably heavy cruiser Italian. Guessing heavy cruiser Italian. And we've got the battleship Roma, which is just amazing. Aircraft carrier, that shouldn't be there, so that's going to get replaced for, and I quote, Mr. Bismarck. There we go. We've got Yamamoto, and we've got Musashi. So get ready for the best thing you've ever seen. Okay, my God, look at that. Right, that's the baddie fleet. Just look at it. A, how has my computer not crashed? B, I know there's going to be lots of little bugs and glitches and stuff in 2.7. Oh, shots falling already. Shots falling. We've not given them any specific orders. We've just ran them together each other. Oh, look, the guns are all up. Oh, my goodness. Oh, the sound engine's crashed. They're all going funny. Oh, no, we're going to have a collision. I don't even know what to look at. There's just so much going on. I'm only looking at the axes here. Look, they're avoiding each other. Uh-oh. There is no way of avoiding that. This happened in real life. Battleships and other ships really hit each other. A lot was sunk like that. It's amazing in combat. You know, these things need a big thing to turn. Oh, that's going to not end well. That's not going to end well. Oh, the W code is... It's cut through him. Right through his jib. Okay, they're not modelled collision model. Oh, we haven't got that. Fine. Anyway, so... Oh, we've got a hit. We've got a hit. Jesus Christ. I mean, this must have been what it was like in real... I mean, they're not as close as each other, the closest in real life, but this must have been what it's like. Look at the destruction of it. I haven't even looked at the Allied fleet yet. Oh, look at the hits. The real hits midships, these things. And these are big shells. These aren't the puny 100+ mil shells in modern DCS. These are 14, 15, 16-inch shells going on. I think one of them has got 18-inch shells. Absolutely amazing. Let's go and have a look. Oh, the Blues are easily winning. Those Iowas, OP, man. Oh, I don't know, actually. I thought this was all going to go a lot slower than it actually is. It's actually going mega fast. Everyone's exchanging fire. Oh, we've got some. Oh, we've got our first dead ship. It is I don't know, one of the heavy cruisers of the Italians by the looks of it. Bismarck sending valiantly. Oh God, Yamamoto is getting smashed at the back there. Look, Yamamoto made this turn. Oh, she's broadsiding. Look, they'll turn like this to broadside their guns, so you can get all the guns firing. Now, the problem with that is it makes you a heffing great target. Oh, and someone's burning in the middle. Heavy cruiser's burning in the middle. Oh my goodness gracious me. He's down, he's sinking. And Yamamoto's really taken the wrong decision there, I think. In fact, he's burning amidships. And look at that. Whoever thought that would happen? And he's falling back now from the fight. For some reason, the Axis guns are all falling horrendously short. I don't know why that is. This guy's not even firing as he is. Who's this? I think this is Turp. Oh, the Tirpitz gun turret's been destroyed. She's crossed. Superstructure's destroyed. All this is modelled for the damage. I had no idea. Midships. All this is everything's destroyed. Awesome damage model. That's 2,000 men dead right there. Absolutely mullered. Oh, it was Tirpitz. It was Tirpitz. It says at the bottom. Oh, something's fallen off that one. The crane's fallen down. So not only is this all done, but the damage models are modelled up. So the turrets are all blown up. Amazing. None of the. Oh, look at the bat of fire. Absolutely amazing. Best hashtag best thing in DCS. Look at that. The amount of work that's gone into this. I don't know what to look at. There's too much stuff going on to really look. Oh, it's sinking! It's sinking! The Tirpitz are sunk! Oh, no! I'm going down! Wow, Tirpitz was so brave, but... And she's on the bottom of the sea. It's in the bottom of the sea. How close are we? I mean, everyone's going at flank speed, so it's not going to be long before we all meet each other. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at. Oh, Yamamoto's down! No, my favourite! Yamamoto! Why would you sink in the Straits of Dover? Yeah, the people will be like, yeah, I'll just get on the decks up here, I'll be fine. Oh, we've got broadsides coming in from... Oh, someone who's completely dead. Every bit of that battleship is blown to pieces. Amazingly modelling by these guys who do this. Like, better than a lot of the stuff in DCS, the real game, it shows. Why isn't the stuff in the real game? Oh, God. Bogachev code be like... Okay, I'll smash them together. Oh, this one's all smashed in as well. The Blues have won here easy. I really don't think the Blues would have won. I know it's not very fashionable to say, but when you've got the battleship killers of the Yamamoto and whatnot. Oh, that's a 16-inch shell just hit there.
Yeah, my early beta testing of this, the access was winning.
Oh, they were just running through Turbis's old body. Oh, this coming in for a broadside. This I think that's Bismarck. He's coming in for a broadside. No, he's not. Bismarck was twin guns, wasn't it? What was it? Oh, someone's burning. Someone's burning. Think of the fun you can have with these goddamn mods. Who is that? He's a freaking hero. He is. That's Prince Eugene. No, he's not. Someone ahead of him. I don't know who that is. I think that might be Bismarck, actually, who's now sinking. Embarrassing for him. Her. They do have genders, by the way, they are hers. Great history for that. Look, Bismarck just sunk. Sunk. Now Prince Eugene's getting an absolute smashing. Look at the size of explosions from the size of these shells. Oh, he's down there. He's on the bottom of the North Sea now. Oh, Prince Eugene just took one in the bridge. Oh, the bridge is gone. That's an uncontrolled ship. It's just going to go around in circles now. I'm not sure there's any actual firing back from these ships now. Still a triple turret on, I think that's Roma. And what an amazing ship, Roma. Uh-oh. Yeah. Oh, that's why they're smashing into each other. The bridge has been taken out. Even that's amazing. Oh, midships on the Prince Eugen. Prince Eugen's going to hit Roma. Now you can give them collision models, I think, so they ram into each other, but I don't think I couldn't work out to do it. Oh, Prince Eugen absolutely destroyed. Oh my god. Oh, this is horrendous and ridiculous. Boom! Still pounding the Eugen, even though there's nothing really left alive on that ship. Just going sailed uncontrollable into the Roma, which is just rust, a pile of rust now, basically. Now you'd actually see, you could actually see. It depends. These are oil. I think these were oilers in World War II, weren't they? There would have been coal in World War I, so there would have been even smoking. Oh, the Roma! Prince Eugen's dead. It's going to be sitting on the bottom of the North Sea. Don't think the Axis have got anything more to give. Oh, look at the destruction happening right here. Oh, it's rocking. Ship's getting rocked about. Another one's just lost its bridge and it's just careering past everyone. Oh, the Roma. All that armour twisted. Look what was left of the turret. There's nothing there. Those turrets will go all the way down to the bottom of the ship, bear in mind. Nothing left of Roma. Oh, and it's sinking. Roma's being sunk. Absolutely amazing. Look at that, all that modelling that someone's done. It's going to sit on the bottom of this, on the North Sea and rust away now. But the fight's going on. Let's see, we've got alive. Oh, someone's burning midships here. Admiral Shear? No, someone else. Oh, someone else is burning a headlet, but I don't know what that guy is. Oh, that's Italian heavy cruiser? Battle cruiser? I think. No, not battle cruiser. Not battle cruiser. Armored cruiser, heavy cruiser. Same thing, I think. Okay, Admiral Scheer is going for a full-on point blank against the Iowa class, which I would heavily recommend against. I think I may have, because we didn't install the Iowa class damage model, might be why they've not been sunk. He's going broadside, bringing all of his guns to bear. Let me just double check. Oh yeah, I'm going to pause that there. If you wonder why the Blues won so well, it's because we didn't install the Iowa damage model. You have to install that separately, which is why they're all in perfect health. But you know, it's been some good fun anyway, and let's carry on watching them all die. Oh, look at the water spouts, hundreds of feet high, just like they were in real life. It's amazing. In fact, I can see the shells coming in. He is playing dodgeball, isn't he? Oh, we're pretty much merged now. Look at that. Another one's broadsiding. I think it's a battleship of some kind. Oh, there's not much left. Yamamoto's sister. She's going to go down soon. Hood stayed alive, which is nice. I get the feeling this guy's got a damage model either. No, he doesn't. Admiral Scheer doesn't have a damage model, and neither does Gneezen now. So we're going to merge. They're going to merge without damage. But oh, someone's taking a hit. Who's this? This is a light cruiser. It's finally been targeted. Turrets have got. No, they're not. There's small arms fire going on. What's going on here? Machine gun fire going on. From somewhere. Jesus, all this machine guns fire. Look at that. I bet all the anti-aircraft guns fire as well. How's my computer not crashed? Oh, look at that! Look at that! Man, I managed to wet my friggin' pants. Merge! Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. Look at that light cruiser's dead. Oh, the destroyers are dead. The hood somehow come out unscathed, which is amazing. Look at that. Alright. I think it's just the... Oh, and that light cruiser sunk, and that destroyer sunk. I think that's all of the damageable ones that are done now. No, hood's going down. Hood's going down. Oh, look at her. Both turrets dead, I think. No, they're just not firing for some reason. Oh, she isn't going to last long, I'm afraid to say, valued humans. Pride of the British Navy at one point. Battle cruiser. Oh. Taking 14-inch shells. I think the World War II, the German Navy favoured 12 to 14-inch shells, smaller shells than the British. But amazingly, they were harder hitting because of the style or make of the shell. I can't remember the exact reason for it. Quality of shell might be the better word. Okay, I think I'm gonna finish it there. That is just probably the coolest thing I've ever done in DCS, which has made the world's best battleship fight, which is awesome. My apology that half of them were invincible, but yeah, like I said, you have to go and install a collision model in some of them, and it was, you know, we're just here to show you what's possible. You guys can go and actually do the final thing if you want. Wow, look at that guy. Look how much destruction. It shows you the horrendous nature of a real-life battleship or warship fight in World War II. Absolutely ridiculous. No missiles here. It's all about tonnage of shells on or straddling the ship. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, this probably been an hour long by now, this video. Anything you want to add, Simba?
Well done. Well done. Good fun to watch.
Yeah, well done for organising it, Simba. Well done for Hawkeye for doing all the amazing work, and whoever else is behind the scenes for this. And I don't know, we'll maybe get together and set some stuff up. I hope you enjoyed that, viewers, and see you later.